Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ice Cold Takes podcast. I'm your host, Joey DeMeglio. On the last episode of the podcast, the Rangers were about to take on the Oilers in the third game of their Western Canadian road trip. Fast forward a little over a week, the Rangers are now on a six-game wedding streak, heading into a Saturday night matchup against the Wild. No guests this week, so I'll be riding solo. Let's get into the hockey talk. Actually, first, I'd like to just give a short congratulations to friend of the show, Nick Rose. If you didn't see on Twitter, he got engaged at the game against the Hurricanes on Thursday. I actually helped set that up. I don't want to take any of the credit for it, but Nick was trying to do something special. He came up from North Carolina, and he wanted to do something special for that. He didn't want to just propose before the game. Um, so he was wondering how if it was possible to like get on the ice. So I asked another friend of the show. I asked Johnny Lazarus if he knew how to get there, and he actually pointed me in the right direction. And thanks to him, we were able to. A group of 10 of us was able to go down to the ice after the game, a 2-1 victory over the Hurricanes. But going down there, I didn't realize how easy it would be to get on the ice, and I also didn't expect all those people over there. There had to be at least 100 people left over from that game. I mean, this game sold out, but I think 100 people were sitting in the stands. So when he did the proposal, um, and the people down there, like the MSG staff, they were really awesome about it. Like they took pictures for them, like official, like with an actual camera too, not just like on the phones and stuff. So I'm sure Grace and Nick were really appreciative of that. Just an awesome moment. Stepping on the ice at MSG was surreal. Like the scoreboard was huge. Like I don't know how the players do it. I would be scared to skate out there, honestly. Um, Night in, night out, 41 times a year. Um, but hats off to Nick. Congratulations to him. And we'll get into the Rangers talk here. We're gonna give some credit to Ranger Central to Python. He was there. He was there. I had a nice picture of him too, because I don't know. I was just taking random pictures, and Python. I'll show you the picture after. I'll keep it. I'll keep it stashed in my phone for now. But um, anyways, with the games, perfect road trip for the Rangers. First three games were almost perfect. Like defensively, they were great. Offensively, like pristine. Movement was great. Zone entries great. Lots of chances. Lots of offensive zone time. That first game in Seattle was, that was very very smooth. After they gave up the first goal, it was all Rangers from there on out. Jonathan Quick was fantastic. Then the Rangers win in Calgary. We talked about that last week. And then the game against the Oilers are in shambles. That is not a good hockey team. I'm sorry. Like that's just not a good hockey team. They're without their best player and they can't win. Um, if you can't win without your best player, you're not a good hockey team. And that puts me in a bit of a predicament here because the Rangers are pretty much without their best hockey player in Adam Fox. Um, should be, I think, anywhere. I heard anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks he'll be out. He's on long term IR. Um, so we'll see how the Rangers respond to that. I'm not expecting a win tonight. However, I did not expect a win against the Hurricanes because it was a long road trip, only one day off. Hurricanes were fresh, fully healthy. And then, the rain, especially more so because the Rangers lost Chytil and Fox in that game, and Shesterkin was a little banged up. So I was very surprised that the Rangers pulled away with that one. But so far this year, not too many complaints from me from the Rangers. We'll talk a little bit about the 5v5 offense. Uh 5v5 offense needs to get better. I mean, it's been a constant talking point since last year, but back to the road trip, the perfect road trip. First time in Rangers history, the Rangers swept a 5-game road trip. So the franchise has been around for almost like 100 years, and it's never happened before. So it's pretty crazy that they were able to do that. So those last two games were felt a lot like I tweeted about it, and it gained a lot of traction, but it reminded me a lot of how they played last year and the first year under Gerard Gallant. So whenever they were under Gallant, pretty much, you know, get big saves from Shesterkin, get a key power play, Kreider scores. And that's your formula to win, right? Fox makes a great play and Kreider scores, let's say. That's the formula to success the Rangers had when they had 50 wins in each of the last 2 seasons. Um, you can't rely on that. We know that because the Rangers hit a brick wall when their power play went to shit against the Devils in the first round last season. So need to improve that even strength offense. But that game against Vancouver, I don't think the Rangers had any business winning that game. Honestly, I think they got away with a couple calls, especially in overtime. The Kreider trip. I know that the Canucks fans were pissed off about that. Um, but you know what? The Rangers capitalized on the opportunities that they were given. 2 5-on-3 goals. Zibanejad gets his first of the season. And then the Rangers score on the second of those minors. So on the 5-on-4, they score to give themselves a lead. Then Vancouver ties it late, and it goes to overtime. That was just a special teams battle. I've never seen so many special teams goals. Like that double minor against the high stick on Zibanejad. Tyler Myers scores like maybe a minute into that. A shorthanded goal gives Vancouver a 2-1 lead, and I'm thinking there's no way the Rangers can come back from this. You know what? Like, that's fine. If they drop this one, they got 3 of the first 4. Let's come back with a win against Winnipeg and make it 4 out of 5 for the road trip. I was fine with that. But the Rangers did not give up. No quit New York. Everybody's favorite theme. And they got the job done. Miller gets the overtime winner. And then we go to Winnipeg, right? And that game was I guess I missed a good portion of it, so I really don't know how to comment on that one. Rangers get another power play goal. Their power play has been very, very good so far this year. Panarin is playing great. Trouba with a beautiful slap pass to Panarin for the game's opening goal. Then I think Fox shot it in the third period. The Rangers got a power play, and Kreider got another power play goal. Of course, is he on his way to 50? I don't know. I think he's got a good chance. I think he's up to 7 or 8 this year. He scored against Carolina too. Another power play goal. What else is new? Um, so Kreider has been great. Panarin has been great. Fox, up until the injury, has been great. But heavily reliant the past few games on the power play. They needed that big even strength goal to win that game against Carolina. While I was at the game, I was tweeting about it. I was saying that, the team is not going to win on like just getting power plays because the referee stopped calling them. And Carolina is a very good penalty killing team. They're very aggressive. And the Hurricanes actually scored a power play goal of their own. The Rangers held them to 1 goal, that 1 goal the entire game. Their defense was fantastic. It was a bit of a boring game for those first 2 periods, and then I think the Rangers came out in the third period with a little bit of fire. They strung together a few good shifts, drew a penalty. They didn't score on that, but then after they kept the momentum, and eventually Will Cooley, he was looking real good in that game against Carolina. He scored the game-winning goal, his first goal at MSG. He was all fired up. And Shesterkin closed it out the rest of the way. The Rangers blocked a lot of shots. They've been really good on faceoff so far this season, which is a bit of a surprise because the Rangers have never been good at faceoff since I've started watching them. But it's been a good sign to see those faceoff wins, improvement. I love it. I love to see it. The Rangers defensively so much better than last year. I have some stats. Mike Kelly from the NHL Network had a graphic. This was after the Rangers played the Flames. So defensively, shots against per game, the Rangers are giving up 24.9. At the time, it was first in the league, 9.7 slot shots against. So in like the highest danger areas on the ice, 9.7. That's first. 6.9 cycles chances against. That's second. 2.46 expected goals against. That's sixth in the league. And 1.86 goals against. That's second in the league. That's a very, very good number. You're allowing less than 2 goals per game. That is fantastic. I don't expect that to stay like that. If you could keep it to around like less than 2.5 goals per game, I'll be happy with that. That's going to be really difficult. The goaltenders have been really, really solid. Quick has been great. after a sluggish preseason, struggled mightily in the preseason. And then Shesterkin has been great so far. Hasn't been too reliant on him for most of the season. The last 3 games, yes, but especially those last 2 against Vancouver and Winnipeg. But Carolina, I thought the Rangers made some nice stick plays, defensive breakups, blocks, blocking shots and stuff, keeping them to the outside. Um, it just didn't feel like the Rangers could get a lot going offensively, and that was concerning to me. They needed to figure out a good way to, maybe up the forecheck, have 2 guys go in there instead of shifting to the 1-3-1. I was saying to Nick and Python, the guys who my friends, fellow Rangers content creators, you guys know this. I was saying to them, maybe they stay back more. Don't be the one attacking or dumping the puck in. Let Carolina make the mistake in the 1-3-1. But you know what? That's Carolina's game, is dumping the puck in and making you make mistakes. So I don't expect them to make a mistake. That's their system. That's Rod Brindamore's system. The Rangers eventually got it going. Blake Wheeler had a pretty solid game. I know people have been calling him out. I called him out last week. Um, Wheeler he could have had a point on that game-winning goal. He made a nice play along the boards. Trouba was solid again. Great pass to Cooley. D'Angelo went flying in behind the net. I don't know why he blew past Trouba there. Left his man wide open in the slot, and Cooley got a nice goal on Freddie Anderson. And that was the game winner. But, the biggest story of that game, we'll talk about it now, is the injuries to Adam Fox and Filip. So in the first period, Adam Fox and Sebastian Aho got into there was a knee-on-knee collision. And to me, it looked accidental, but it definitely was avoidable. Like, Aho was looking at the play. He was looking at Fox, could have stepped out of the way. But if Fox got past him, this is the way Mike Rupp put it. If you haven't seen it, go on his Twitter account, and he broke down the play. Go look at that. That is like a almost perfect breakdown. He said it wasn't intentional, but it was avoidable. And that's what I think. I don't think Aho intentionally did it. However, I think he should have had to fight for that. Honestly, that's the Rangers' best player. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that and get away with it. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I love Trouba's quote after the game. Like, he's like, I lay hits all the time and I have to answer it. So I thought he should, but he didn't want to. And like the reason is, like, he didn't want to take a penalty. But like, I don't think the referees would have called that. I don't think the referees would have called him for fighting, for an instigator. The Rangers probably would have been penalized. Lafreniere was going after him all night. All night. He would not let him go. I think Miller did too. Trouba tried to fight him. Aho just chickened out and didn't want to fight. He definitely should have had to answer for that. Rangers' best player goes down, and you're the reason for that. And I've seen people say that it was Fox who stuck his leg out. You're ridiculous, man. Come on. That's some bush league. That's some bush league commentary right there, man. I don't agree with that at all. I don't know what you're watching. No idea. Maybe it's just Carolina fans that have nothing else to cheer about. Maybe just tweet a picture of the Empire State Building. I don't know, man. But the other thing was Filipino got into a collision with Foss, and my friend Nick was saying that it looked like it was his knee that got hit. I thought it was his head. I thought he got hit in the chin. And my first fear was concussion. I really, really hope he's on IR too. I really, really hope it's not a concussion, because Chytil has had that already. Rangers really, really, really do not need another injury here. People were talking about Patrick Kane coming to the Rangers. I don't know if they're able to make that work now, because even with Fox's cap on LTIR, as soon as that comes up, as soon as he comes back, because it's not going to be a season-ending injury, according to everybody that has knowledge of the situation. It's not going to be a season-ending injury, but as soon as that cap hit comes off, that extra space goes away from the Rangers. So the Rangers would have to sign Kane to like dirt cheap. It would have to be like less than $1 million, or like less than $2 million. They could make it work probably, but I don't know if that's the answer right now. They might have to look at getting another defenseman, or what they could do is have Keandre Miller step up here. Like, this is his time to shine, honestly. I think this is he's gonna get power play time, right? He hasn't been too bad so far, but I think he could be even better. Right? I see this as his chance to go from good to great. And this is true, like I said, especially if he gets more power play time. He hasn't been good on the power play. I think he looks a little skittish out there, a little nervous. Doesn't handle the puck too well on the blue line, not as well as he does at even strength. And if he could make an improvement there, get some points on the power play while Fox is out, that'll help his confidence and make him even better. You know. And Jones will be playing some games. The Rangers called up Connor Mackey, so if Jones wants to prove that he belongs here and in the lineup, he's got to play right now, honestly. And if he thinks he belongs in the NHL, because when Fox comes back and Gustafson's still playing really well, then where are you going to put Jones? Like, you could use him in a trade, right? So, like, if Jones is playing well, he could boost his value up, and it could work out for the Rangers' benefit. It could help them right now, and it could help them closer to the deadline or closer to when Fox returns if they need to, ship out a defenseman. Um, I have a comment here from Matt. Kane Kane coming would be dependent on moving Wheeler. Fox going on LTIR doesn't really change anything. Yeah, okay. Um, that's a question, like, trying to figure out what they're gonna do with Wheeler. I think it's still too early to figure out if they wanna get rid of him or not. Wheeler has had a couple solid games in a row. Winnipeg, he wasn't horrible, and I thought he played solid against Carolina, honestly. I don't know. I thought he had some good bursts of speed. He's a bit older now, so he doesn't play the same way that he used to. Give the guy a little bit of time. I'd say, December maybe. We'll have a fair assessment. He's gotta get some points, though. I think he could start scoring. I say right now, I say tonight, he gets his first point as a Ranger tonight against the Wild. I don't know if the Rangers are gonna win, but I think I'm feeling a Blake Wheeler point tonight. I could put money on that, honestly. I wouldn't mind doing that. Go to DraftKings, put $5 on it. I don't know. Um, but like I said earlier in the episode, 5v5 offense needs to get going with the Rangers. I'm looking at Mika Zibanejad and Capo Caco. Zibanejad can't be a power play merchant. I was talking to Nick and Python about it, and they're saying he's not a 1C. I think that's a ridiculous argument because look at what Zibanejad has done the past few seasons. He could be a 50-goal scorer, a 40-goal scorer. All that work that he put in, I mean, it doesn't just go away because he goes dry for a couple games without a goal, right? Like, he's got to score more than on the power play. That's his issue. He's got to score at even strength. The Rangers really need that, and it looks like Laviolette is kind of hammering that point home. And then Kako, he can't just be a good puck handler in the corners. I talk about it all the time on this show. You know how good Kako is along the boards, by the wall in the corners. He can't just be that one-dimensional kind of player. He's got to be able to do what he did in preseason and get in the areas where he takes shots. Go listen to Vince Mercogliano's podcast. Someone asked him about that, like why he's been struggling, why he hasn't been getting any points. And Vince said that it's because he thinks it's because he's not getting in any shooting position. I agree with him. He's got to use that shot of his. Like, if you saw that goal he scored against the Bruins in preseason, nasty wrist shot over the glove side. That's something that he could use to his advantage. I know he likes to pass it. He's more of a passer, but if he throws the shot in there, it'll fake the goalie out maybe, and it'll get him on the scoreboard. But he's got to get away from the boards. And I don't know. I don't think he should be by the front of the net, honestly. I think he should set up in the slot area, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I think you should just leave the front of the net to Kreider. He'll do all the work. You really don't need two guys in front of the net there. Um, Get another comment here from Matt. What really impressed me was the team defense after Fox came out of the game. They could have easily just folded, but they grinded out a win. The lack of 5v5 offense is concerning, however. Yes. The Rangers defensively were fantastic. They stepped it up. I thought Schneider played really well. I thought Gustafson was great. Lindgren, as always, solid. Truba, really, really good game. The Rangers were short 2 players, and 3 if you count Barclay Goodrow, because Goodrow wasn't really that good. Um, and Goodrow, don't be making comments about him. He's missing this game because it's the birth of his child. I saw someone be like, "Ah, that's ridiculous. Why is he doing that? What are you, John Tortorella? John Tortorella telling Callahan, I missed the birth of my first child." Yeah, right. Um, but yeah, the Rangers stepped it up defensively. I was very impressed. That's a game that the Rangers probably would have lost last year under Gallant because they were worse at 5v5. Like, that reminded me so much of that game 5 against the Lightning in the 22 conference final series. You know, it was the Rangers couldn't get anything going, even strength, pretty much a log jam at neutral ice, neutral zone, in the neutral zone. And then, you know, late in the game they score, they give up a goal, right? Like, that was where I thought the game was headed. I thought Carolina was going to get like some garbage ass goal. The Rangers held in there. They stymied any like long. They had a couple long shifts, but I thought the Rangers did a really good job of weathering the storm, pun intended. Um, Here's another comment from Matt here. Kako has been my most disappointing forward so far. The guy we saw who was making things happen in preseason has disappeared so far. The projection needs to start happening. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And don't forget that Mr. Intangibles um, missed an open net as well. Yeah, yeah. Goodrow had it a wide open empty net, and he didn't score. We were laughing. We were laughing when that happened. Goodrow needs to be better. Honestly, that fourth line needs to be better, man. That's the least of the Rangers' concerns right now. Right now is Fox. Like, they need to pray that he comes back this year. I think he will. I don't know what the injury is. I have no idea what the injury is. And Chytil, man, if that's a concussion, I'm very, very scared for him this season. I don't know. I have no idea. This is just speculation. Like, I'm just throwing. It's not even speculation. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, I'm concerned with him. I thought that was a hit to the head. I thought he got hit in the chin, and I don't know. Hopefully, it's only like a couple days or like 7 days, whatever it is. I don't know what the rule is with IR. I think it's 7 days you have to miss before you come off. But Heedle, I really hope he's okay. And Fox, of course, you have to pray that he comes back. But again, 5v5 offense, big question mark for the Rangers. Even though they're winning 6 games, it's like, "Oh, yeah, the Rangers are winning 6 games." We did this last year. We did it first year under Gallant. We did this. Rangers are not a good e we're not a good even strength team. They started off this year really good. Last 3 games, not so much. They were able to get the big goal from Cooley, but it needs to be an improvement. The team needs to buy into how they have to play here, and, you know, they spend a lot more time in the offensive zone this season, which is great. Now try and get into the middle of the ice. Try and get into better areas. Like I said, Kako and Zibanejad, they could be shooting the puck a little bit more. Kako for sure needs to be getting into the slot, I think. He needs to cut to the center. He used to do that. He used to do that his first couple of years. And then he stopped. Kind of like how Panarin did it. And now he's doing it again. Panarin has been great though so far. I love him. Everything about him is great. I think it's because he shaved his head and he's got less weight to move around. He's a lot lighter out there. He could fly like the wind. Um, but seriously, Panarin, unbelievable. Keep doing what you're doing. I hope Lafreniere kind of steps it up a little bit too now that Heedles goes down. Trocheck, I'm not too worried about that second line because Panarin has been playing pretty well. And Trocheck has been a great third line center. That third line has been good. Even though Wheeler is not having a good start to the year, third line has been pretty good. I like what I'm seeing from Cooley. He's He's different, man. He's just different. He's got a different vibe to him. He's a gritty player. Uh, he's a good back check. He back checks like he skates his ass off back to cover and stuff. You know what I mean? Like he'll throw the body. He's just a player that the Rangers really need. Like I almost see him like as a Foss replacement. Like the Rangers haven't had that since Foss left, and Cooley's kind of fit that role, and I think he's been doing a pretty good job. Now, if he chips in offensively a little bit more too, he really pick up that Foss mantle. Um, all right, to close out this show, we'll do the ice cold take segment. Reminder to those listening at home or watching on YouTube: an ice cold take is an accurate statement backed by facts and observations that is solid in nature, similar to a block of ice, i.e., a spot on claim. So, my ice cold take this week is Rangers fans need to have a better fan base. Honestly, like I watched the World Series, I watched the NLCS, and I hate to admit it, it really, really pains me to do this. It really, really does. But Philly has the best fan base. They're the most passionate fans, and it's not even close. I once thought that Rangers fans were like, the most passionate out of all of us, but out of all sports, that's just me being biased. The Rangers fans we need to be louder at games. I've been going to more games. Like I never went to games before like the past couple of seasons. I'm going to games now. We got to be loud. It's kind of quiet in there, honestly. I don't know. People are on their phones and stuff. I sound like a boomer right now, but that's just what I think. I think we need to be louder at the Garden, and we need to show Philly fans what we're made of. You know what I mean? Like we can't just be like, oh, yay, score. No, like yeah, score, woo! Like high five everybody, stuff like that. Go crazy. Like I'm not saying go stand on like the Chase Bridge, like or on top of the scoreboard or like on some lights like that those two dudes in Philly. Like there's this viral picture of two fans or I think they were the fireworks people that were standing on the stanchions or on the lights above Citizens Bank Park. I thought that was really funny. Um, let's look at these comments here. Matt's going back to the 5v5. While the 5v5 play isn't perfect yet, the biggest difference between the Gallant and Lavi Rangers is the defensive structure is actually there, and we aren't relying so much on Igor to bail us out. That's pretty much an ice cold take right there, honestly. Like that hits it pretty spot on. Under Gallant, it was just freewheeling. Players go do whatever you want, and Shesterkin like put a big band-aid over our issues here, right? Like, save this shot, save this. Like, here's a 2-minute offensive zone, defensive zone shift. Make like 5 saves here. No big deal. All right. And then Matt said, tell Dolan to lower the ticket prices and maybe MSG will be louder. Yeah, for real. For real. I mean, they are selling out. So, I mean, you can't fault the guy there. He's just trying to do business. Um, as long as you keep Madison Square Garden in the exact same place that it belongs, right there, world's most famous arena, then I'll be happy, you know. But yeah, the ticket prices are ridiculous, really, really crazy. And you know what's even more ridiculous? The fact that on MSG Plus, you could only have 2 signed in devices at one time. That's ridiculous. I'm not even watching the stream. Like I went to the game, and my parents couldn't even watch a game because I think my laptop was logged into my MSG Plus account and they couldn't watch a game. But I'm not streaming on it. What is with that? What's the deal with that? I don't understand that. That's ridiculous. So stupid. My gosh. Anyways, Matt's ice cold take for this season is the Rangers will finish top 2 in the Metro. Future ice cold take is the Rangers sign McDavid in 2026. I don't know if that's gonna happen, that second part there, but top 2 in the Metro. They could do that. Right now, the Rangers are sitting first in the Metro, second in the Eastern Conference, and third in the league behind the Bruins and the Golden Knights. So fantastic start to the season for the Rangers. Honestly, like you really can't ask for much more. But we're Rangers fans, and we always ask for much more. We need more 5-on-5 offense. We need some long offensive zone shifts. We're moving the puck. We're shooting the puck. We're getting goals. We're burning these goals. We're shooting over their gloves, over their blockers, over their shoulders. You know what I mean? All these other teams do it. Why can't the Rangers? I just want to see that. I want to see the Rangers be dominant. Just like Panarin says he's always dominant. Why can't the team be dominant? Panarin is always dominant. But the team needs to step it up, get some 5-on-5 goals, and stretch his winning streak to 10. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I've never seen a 10-game winning streak. I think the Capitals had like a 12-game winning streak when I first started watching in like 2010, and then they lost in the first round. So actually, maybe stay away from the 10-game winning streak. But anyways, as we wrap it up here, I'll leave a couple notes for you guys for the podcast. Next week, we're going to have Dan Rosen on the show. Following week, we're going to have Bill Pito on. And then 2 weeks from that, Rick DiPietro is coming on the show, everybody. Rick DiPietro. Yes, the one and only Rick Humpty Dumpty from 98.7, former Islanders goalie, former first overall pick. I got him. I found a way to get him. I'm just waiting on confirmation from ESPN to set up a date, but he is coming. Maybe in like 3 weeks from now, like, the week of Thanksgiving, maybe I get Molly Walker on because she did say she would come on the show. I still have time to message her. Let's get the W tonight, Joey. Yes, I agree, Matt. Let's get the W tonight. Like I said, I'm still not expecting a win. I will not be surprised if the Rangers lose this one. But if they come out, play balls to the walls, if Laviolette's got them fired up, Fox is out, Chytil's out, we got to step it up and play our ass off. Maybe Jones has a couple points tonight. I don't know, man. I think they can stretch this game, the winning streak to 7. I think they could do it. But anyways, Ice Cold Takes fans, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you guys next week.